sorry, say again.
This bracket where it says no read
okay,
will not be read.
Right,
the first bracket will be read. This bracket, any brackets from now on will not be read. Okay?
Save that up.
That helps a lot, actually.
So, one thing I want to say before we start, my paradigm has changed since round 2 in regards to saying clear. This is like very firm now. I would say clear once. If you don't hear me say clear, you're good. But you can go as fast as you want as long as you're enunciating. But if you're not enunciating, I can understand you're going to say clear once, and after that's on you. So if I don't get the argument on my flow after I say clear once, I'm going to be a lot less inclined to like give the argument away with all the evidence, etc. I mean, I don't expect to have an issue with this with you guys, but if it does come up, I don't want to be surprised.
Okay.
Do you have more leniency on the theory debate? You have more leniency on calling for stuff on the theory debate?
I mean,
For the clarity on the theory debate, or no?
No, same rule applies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to jump.
I'll just jump on some. What is this, round 6?
Correct.
Say this Tupler round 6. Yeah, make sure it opens first.
What bracket is this?
Undefeated.
No, I'm down 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Really good speaks in the middle of the bracket.
I don't know.
They both in the middle.
Noah got pulled up too, so I doubt they're pulling
I think they're pulling up.
Michelle's also pulled up hit.
I heard they're pulling up off wins, which seems kind of dumb because they're like very with
Yeah.
high speakers.
And free sense. Everyone's ready?
Yeah, is it open for him? I'm good whenever you are. Sure.
One sec. Your capacity shield you get, right?
Yeah, check the last page I gave you. Actually, this issue like an after that over here.
I got it.
I feel like the debate was simpler back in my day.
Are you kidding me? They were simply back in my day.
Your day was last.
We didn't even have flash drives to flash these code. They weren't invented. Dude, a car on a copy racing in Stonetown. That's how it was.
I remember doing that in our trips around the world.
Okay. seat, Cindy.
Okay, let's get going.
Okay. Ready, Farhan?
Yep.
Mark.
I affirm animal rights are defined as the rights of animals to be protected by exploitation used by humans as animal rights are basic protection for humans. Further established one predictability and threat amount of rights the applicants basic protection best because A is the most common name amongst all rights and any rights why basic protection for B basic rights God limit cost but 2 prefer applicant because A compensates for times B have to for last term leeway to make it possible for purposes of multiple contract terms so often pick one so ways so that present better to drop me on the base in terms of more fair drop me on base 3 is last 3 is ground A my interest include any DA because all rights with the basic protection B increase ground as we talk about our rights self benefits education really more breadth 4 is the only other definition of all treating humans and animals the exact same way be in Bible sounds but that makes them possible for because obviously animals aren't exactly the same how you know when comes to that the right to vote 5 is any other definition laws make infant not distinct between animals and humans posing multiple necessary but insufficient burdens additionally claim that animals aren't going to create the necessary burdens to burden some that they are going to then these are rights as burdens to burden bad stand fair to the 2 1 structural banded by with rest press for about feed parents both fiction equal shot out next rest from feed is US specific 1 must not order in the United Specific Union Nation legal term to analyze question terms that exist in requirements discuss restroom hypothetical in terms of topic 2 contextualize the restroom must very both sides of must able to ground speak for subject contiguous evasion shift out arguments that come to the identified hypothetical country 3 square world context you will be around the street analyze debate back and debate from the where works outside around debates diet to prepare students for the world to gain educational value next the restroom be that on category works first one debated defend universe for the same role the other place for beginning once near battle cross and bounce off both debated equal round starting price respect back to we talk about the US and bounce so thing but we should also be US and we should talk about international media on balance and requirements cause to be necessary when you do something necessary means that there might be a reason to act when we ask why we're required to act when we're asking for a reason why mistaken action in the system and question why else ethics become between rest make rest cross man norm obligation build sufficient reason taken action sufficient reason why equal to greater than being reason don't speak taken action for example one say he has sufficient reason to cause no counter reason not true father so there's no counter reason to do something that ought to be done in which case you affirm and the rest of the question of animals have to be treated the same as humans. The only reason not to learn all the characteristics humans have and animals have no such things as this, you presume that. A. Right? The initial means the knowledge of something exists. And then the question of resolution whether or not we should acknowledge humans and animals in the same way there's no distinction sufficient answer question for that. B. Epistemology demands concepts of similarities difference between coherence that present assumption that there's some intrinsic between you that we have found which non-falsifiable assumption that is around our coherence and that which follows us negative relative between humans and animals. And I cede the right to turn the negative case. I found justifying this administration law meaning that justice is only concerned with legal concerns. Further, moral claims are a mode of response to the action because they are propositional. Air. The president of this is about nothing about democracy, acting wrong, you stolen and adding an action for wrong, simply didn't seem not for place, you stole tone for check, nothing would mean sense, one screen sensibly, that same thing about something cannot contradict, he cannot remember expressing more sense to know, asking which is right, the acting words fear, no use of feelings. Sense make no statement, there's no action, whether it's moral judgment, true or false, or unfair rules, and not special animal rules and contracts, escape the mode of this problem because parties consent to be bound by them, so this agreements can be solved. Next, ethical judgments based on shared agreements and cannot be binding. Harmony. We make judgment on a person only capable of motivating by more relevant moral consideration. Judges who judge say someone ought to have done so. Consider how being based on our thoughts, rights, for human sense, action, part, mind, mean nothing, fact, I can no reason for what they can actually do. They judge not only judge that morality is not that not because they do thus. Morality is not breach of social agreements and fail to be normative. So contract agreements must be respected. Morality ceases to guide action. And judgment about absolute good fail. Wittgenstein. That's only a road, for example, the right road, arbitrary, predeterminate, and simply absolute good describe a safe person, and takes the person, the national need, rest, safe person, command, no safe person, self supports, power, the absolute justice, would obligation exist in way for bodies through agreed upon obligation to follow. Thus, standards maintained track of agreements, contracts, and necessary to journey from my favorite to little less not Germany, sounds no more theory, consider God, and force can be the question, but no one set any plans, track the intent of the national life to say initially consents with them. And under ethics care about fact, no reason contract agreements supersede other considered structure reasoning mandates. They be able to free will max and their annex, therefore professional agent resolution will of contract. You affirm under that framework reason will the resolution be true. Skipping that. And under ethics of the American state contract supersede other ethical to become contract by the base for understanding which states value. Free problems for rents, functional uses of your national system, otherwise no regional authority which would be anything. Also fair exterior contract pairwise business or international agreements matter matter enforceability to disable all in which some trade will interest atmosphere contract refers to themselves means contract be requisite value and consequences. And under ethics that care about the immutable distinction of relevant moral norms, how the contract reform what norms would be morally valuable to our true functions of verification be met and see contention of the framework means back to that. I contend that the U.S. law requires the recognition of animal rights. Silverman. After national level, U.S. legislation passed the law standards for shipping lands and meaning. Slaughter Act was the next major bill passed 78 Congress passed Animal Welfare Act, which is most important law which was passed in the U.S. law was amended 76, 85, and 08. There's no question that the original laws amended some promise back with the legislation include Welfare Reform, Horse Act, Rose Act, Maritime Mail Act, and the HPC Act. And public opinion is the U.S. respect animal rights. Evidence. And of 3 people determined America's public opinion regarding animal rights, and large majority 72% animals deserve some protection. And if contracts are impossible to derive, affirmed. Contracts are the only way to derive distinction between humans, animals, related rights, animals, because they are codified with distinction. Otherwise, people disregard distinction, meaning that the can never meet the burden. Finally, unbalanced international community respect animal rights. Englishman. European Union law contains legislative priority to protect non-human animals legally bound protocol requires member states pay full regard to welfare requirements animals from foreign independent policies. Next, 167 countries defend individual animal rights. rights, WSPA. The World War Exchange for Animal Rights, broad based on 160 member countries, time writing, for it also established priorities for already considered transporting animals and humane slaughter all member countries and implementing standards. And further focus against RBI. Negative proposals with third with one theory, so one error, RBI checks back theory, speaking over RBI is the necessary way between being theory guys and being ideas are sufficient for both for the Afghan times to be worse for Afghan and theory enforced they value primary sales stable so they can function as a time so and she reacts so they can extract means AC more of a net can't get articles to be possible check NC views men are go theory set them one and or theory line different views and the world out community distinctions social awareness are irrelevant and not relevant to the rights of people who can't communicate between e.g. babies speed and animals are communicating with animals sign use proxy animals with 8,000 to communicate much apparently proven animal chart community with animals fish that they feed off and see and proxy can function as advocate or regular record legal guardians and parents who communicate for those who are capable of doing so just because someone can't speak doesn't mean that they can't have rights. So let's put this in first.
Sure. And I'll mark whatever was wrong.
These numbered?
You guys make sure to speak though.
Yeah. Can you mark what you did from here?
That's good. That's good. This is good. This is good. So don't read what's in this bracket here. I don't read this. I don't read. I do read that and everything else here.
Type. What's your advocacy?
What do you want? My ethical framework advocacy, my potential level, my overall position.
I want to know, will you defend implementation?
Do you want me to?
I would love if you defend implementation.
Sure, you can run disadvantages. Just tell me what you want me specifically to be on.
Yeah. There's what do you mean?
I will let you run disadvantages.
Okay.
My framework, the arguments pre-value, don't exclude that. My post-value framework, you need to link your disadvantage back into that,
your,
just like
your
any other
conceptual
framework, right?
Alright, cool.
Just like deontology would exclude
So
it.
it's that you're not going to get into say that recognition excludes my dissatisfaction.
No.
Alright, cool. So let's talk about the arguments and contention level. You said that it must be U.S. specific. Can you show me any of your evidence that is U.S. specific?
Silverman and Evans are the U.S. specific cards. The cards after that are international law. Of those international law, the U.S. is a member of.
Okay, so just because the Animal Welfare Act was passed, why does that entail that they have animal rights, not just animal welfare?
So my definition of animal rights at the top of the ACA, you can go to and read it word for word, would indicate that things that my cards are potentially referring to are included within that definition. Specifically, we can talk about crime is basic protection from exploitation and abuse by humans. So, so my definition says the distinction between animal welfare and rights isn't all that clear.
Your definition does not say anything. All it says is the rights of animals.
Let me clarify. The implication of my definition
I just
is
want to
that
see the definition.
it's there. You're reading it.
I'll read it ever.
Now,
I'll read the definition first, so the judge knows what it says. The definition says the rights of animals to be protected from exploitation and abuse by humans. Where does that establish that A, we're only talking about legal rights, and B, that
it obviously does not establish that we're not only talking about legal rights. That's the rest of the case.
Right.
This definition says any exploitation, any abuse is relevant. So things that you traditionally conceive as animal welfare would constitute violation of animal rights underneath this definition.
Okay.
So what I was trying to say is the implication of this definition is that most things that most authors consider animal welfare falls underneath my scope of my interpretation.
Alright, so what's the implication of it being U.S. specific and we must talk about legal rights? If I read animal testing disadvantage, would that link to like...
What is the disadvantage?
If I read animal testing disadvantage...
It's the internal link and uniqueness evidence from the U.S.
Yeah.
Sure. That links to the AC if you link it back into my contracts framework, right? It's like deontology. I'm going to use my ethical framework.
I understand you're excluding the ethical
Pre-value, I'm not excluding.
Alright, but you're not excluding it based on...
My definition of animal rights, my definition of recognition, my definition of...
So, are there multiple... It seems like you're making multiple different meta-ethical claims, right? You're making an emotivism claim and you're making an internalism about reasons claim. Can you explain to me how those don't conflict?
I'm saying those arguments... I'm saying morality fails, we must look to law and contract.
Right, I understand, but you're justifying emotivism. You're justifying...
I'm not justifying... I'm saying morality is emotivism, we should not be looking to morality. I'm saying morality is relativist, we should not look to morality.
Right, I understand. So how can morality be relativist and be like emotivist at the same time?
So emotivism would indicate that we base morality off of our personal feelings. That would be consistent with what a relativist would say.
Okay,
as far as they'd say, those feelings are the root cause of what causes the disagreement.
Alright, hey, one last one. Do you have a cite for the first part?
Which one is that?
Just the top definition.
Yeah, it's from dictionary.com, Collins.
Do you have it clear or no?
It's on my computer.
Can I see it?
Yeah. It's from dictionary.com, which
You
takes
don't have
from Collins
the
English Dictionary.
Wait,
I will be glad. It's from dictionary.com. Dictionary.com cites Collins English Dictionary. I'll be glad to get it for you.
Do you have the full text, or is it just this one line?
That is the full text.
The full text is just one line.
It's a definition. It's not like a card.
You have the sign right now?
Yeah, I have to.
Where's the sign?
Right there. Collins English Dictionary, Cambridge, Harper Collins Publishers, 1991, 94, 98, 2000, 2003.
Okay.
Then there's the full text
Yeah.
of it if you'd like to see it.
We're good.
You satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. Thanks.
And that comes from the freedictionary.com. This is an image of what they said. Would you like to see the URL for that?
No. What's the implication of the active mission argument?
It's not red, that's why it's in the red bracket.
You didn't read it? All right. So just motivation, journalism, motivism, and then Harvard, right? Is there anything else? And then just contracts?
To justify the value framework.
Yep.
First there's the definition of justice, then motivism, internal motivation, relativism, then underneath the standard there's three analytics, each which can be justified.
Or contracts, right?
How much preference do you have?
We have 45 seconds left. And CAC. No theory. And CAC. Sorry, my file just closed down. I need to open it up quickly. About justice questions have normative conclusions, right or wrong actions. We should default toward preventing extinctions of medical and theories of justice. Through present light definitive grounds for believing any particular theory, we should default to rules to maximize ability to continue to engage in moral reason, chances, finding, demonstrating moral truth, false. Moral theory suggests that our present understanding of axiology might well be confused. We may not know what outcomes count as a big win for humanity. We might not yet be able to imagine the best ends of our journey. We are deeply profoundly uncertain about ultimately the aims, and we should recognize that there is a great absolute value in pursuing our ability to recognize value just here. The future correlates ensure that there will be a future version of humanity with great power to propensity to use them widely as possible. The best way to increase the probability the future will contain a lot of value, and we have substantial odds of advantage in proving our moral reason and axiology perfect. Some believe that there can be progress in ethics, and everything has already been said, like Rawls and Nagel. I believe the opposite. Most civilizations, most people believe in the existence of God or gods before the recent past. Very few atheists made ethics their life's works. Non-which ethics has been systematically studied by many people only since about 1960. Compared to other sciences, non-which ethics is the youngest and least advanced normative arguments against treason. The moral value of life is literally increasing in numbers, should be episodically discounted since they derive support from cognitive biases that prevent us from recognizing moral balance mass that Udowski. Scope of the lens is shown to apply to human lives. Carson Mitchell report that increased in large risk of social coronary drinking water from 0.04 to 2.4 through anal deaths per 1,000 factor 600 increased state and wounds pay from $3.78 to $15.23 factor 4 bear. And Green found no effect of varying life by factor 10 found errors of perception of human deaths using logarithm scale. I am dealing with I see 1 man suffering worse in my life form. Then I target personally about the possible polarization of big cities with 100 million dead. I am able to multiply 1 man suffering by 100 million human emotions take place with an analog brain. The human brain cannot listen to neurotransmitters to feel emotion 1,000 times as strong as degree for one funeral prospect. The risk from going from 10 million deaths to 100 million deaths does not multiply by 10. These show their determination to stop it adds 1 more 0 to a paper for eyes to glaze over, and effect so small that one must use to jump several orders of magnitude to detect the difference in experimental. Thus, the same as preventing existential risk. First, animal testing is key to finding cures for infectious disease. Carter. Animal testing brought about significant contributions to improvement health and welfare. Animal testing is indispensable for research of infectious diseases. Disease offers opportunity to study parasitic form of infectious agents and the complex infection process, including assessment, especially post-defense mechanisms. And animal testing is key to curing AIDS and other deadly diseases. Epstein. There is no question animal research is absolutely necessary for the development of life-saving drugs, medical procedures, biotech treatment, animal spread mutations, and sensitive development of all cardiac surgery, and all vaccination animal research followed by human clinical trials that are necessary to find the cure for so many threats from AIDS, cancer, millions would suffer and die unnecessary animal tests are prohibited. The impact is extinction. Steinbrunner. New diseases emerge while old diseases mutate, adapt through the history. There have been epidemics over 2 million meters, broken down an epic scale. The HIV virus have infected an estimated 29.4 million worldwide, with 1.5 million people currently dying of AIDS each year. Malaria, tuberculosis, and cholera, once thought to be under control, now making comebacks, changing conditions, have been hints of potential widespread contagion, the rapid growth of total world population, the threat of infectious pathogens, just not an issue of public health, but fundamental security problem for the species as a whole. Are you trying this?
Yeah.
There are 2 implications. The first is in said artists and the previous consequential in AC, but this is not a consequential position. It's just saying that this is a Madagascar and all. Ethical theories is not defending the consequential. The second implication, he next speaks to the mind. Evidence is not derived from the United States, but so far as this can be directly related to the United States, that means it's going to be completely related. He needs the burner on things to be ready evidence to the animal testing, not just in the United States. That's the reason why it won't apply. Case. Concede all the preamps. Theory doesn't matter. Go to motivational internalism. Are you there? Internal reasons. All right. 3 responses. 1. A normative reason the fact that counts in favor of acting. They assume normative reason must explain what we... A normative reason the fact that counts in favor of acting. They assume normative reason must explain what we do, but they ignore the function of justifying what we do. An explanation does not count in favor of anything, as so internal reasons can be normative. 2. Internals can account for reasons for belief, and reasons depend only on our motivations. We have no reason to believe things we don't want to believe, but that's absurd since knowledge is true. Just like believing internalism can account for things that we know but wish we don't know to be true. 3. Internalism is incompatible with the truth, that nature of moral proposition which we either believe or don't, but beliefs can motivate on their own, and moral statements don't say anything about desires. Internal reasons are impossible. Go to motivism. First, your framework cannot explain the key rule of moral disagreement. Perfect. Non-cognitivists cannot explain what is involved in moral disagreement. According to non-cognitivists, moral attitudes conflict with whatever one person is in favor of an active process and someone else is against. This active process, such people disagree in the sense that the desires of others' attitudes cannot both be fulfilled. As misleading describes such people disagreeing within 2 people of conflicting desires. They cannot both get what they want. These people may oppose each other. They may even be fight, but fights cannot may not involve it. And they disagree. For people to disagree, they must have conflicting beliefs. I believe that one of your preferences or actions is irrational or wrong. You and I may disagree, since you may believe that your preference or action is rational or right, but I would then be disagreeing not with your preferences or action, but with your belief. 2. Moral disagreements is a question of beliefs, not a dispositions or actions. Perfect. First, suppose that when I most enjoyed climbing, I planned to buy some hut in the mountains, but now that I prefer sailing, I plan to buy some hut near the sea. The change of plan may involve no disagreement with my earlier normative belief. Second, in many cases, though we ought to follow some plan, we need not be committed to any particular plan, since we know that other plans will be just as good when you jump through one of your 2 windows, thereby saving your life. You wouldn't need to believe that this is the window through which you ought to jump. And go to the next go to Harmon. First, he is misinterpreting Harmon. Harmon says that we can't make inner judgments of the person. They are not motivated to act according to moral agreements, but inner judgments are necessary to make a moral judgment. We can still make a judgment of the action itself. Harmon. I don't want to distinguish using the word wrong to say that a particular situation or action is wrong from using the word to say that it is wrong of someone to do something. In the former case, the word wrong is used to assess an actor's situation. In the latter case, it is used to describe a relation between agent and act. Only the latter sort of judgment is an inner judgment. Although we would not say concerning the employee that it was wrong for him to kill, we can say that his action is wrong, and we cannot say it is wrong that there is so much to kill him. We can probably say Hitler ought not to have ordered the extermination of the Jews. If what we meant is that it ought never had to happen. We can say that without oddity that what Hitler did was wrong. Oddity tends only the inner judgment that Hitler was wrong to have acting away. The implication that Harmon does not, we don't need to make inner judgments to punish. Harmon draws a distinction between inner judgments and other types of judgment. Inner judgments apply to relatives not necessary to make a moral judgment. We can still make moral judgments by actions, independent inner judgments happen when they're describing a relation to an act. But we can still make a judgment on an act itself. Hitler ought not to have ordered the extermination of Jews. It's a judgment we can make about its relation between Hitler and action. Now, go to Wittgenstein. First, Wittgenstein's already assuming that normative realism is true, that the assuring moral facts are true and false, but that is not going to be true according to the NC, because the NC does not establish those three things. We just said that, and given any ethical theory, including conscience, we should develop toward preventing existential risks. Now, contracts. The three justifications under the standard. First, your framework fails as a moral standard perfect. To justify certain principles, this way we must defend the claim that everyone would have rationally reached agreement in these principles, and this claim will be hard to defend when guilty. Tells us suppose that you have to use part defense initial claim of agreement and reach in a single round of concession. We cannot simply suppose that such agreement will be reached. Given our need to reach agreement, it will be rational for each of us to try to predict which principles everyone else will choose, and to choose these principles ourselves. In some cases, each of us might be able to predict what other people will choose. The implication of the hypothetical consent is impossible, so we can never reach this conclusion because of the coordination problem. Moral agreement, we will never know what everyone else thinks is rational to choose. If we imagine, two is that contractual agreement disrespects the moral equality of persons by forcing those with less bargaining power to consent to harmful principles. If we imagine a person at a bargaining table where people are agreeing on moral principles, people control more resources of higher bargaining power, and he says that they're trying to devise a mutual contract, not only mutual benefit to everyone in the world, without those who have greater power can threaten others to the bargaining table. The threat makes it rational for someone else to accept under contractual, and contractual be where rational greater principles to harm the least will off and help the best will off. And you should dare nag on any single analytics that are being dropped in the framework about that justifies his contracts framework. I should have the right to respond to those next speeches there were so many independent justifications to all my arguments and reply to all the arguments of the framework. Now, contention. First turn, animal rights is not popular with the public. Sunstein. President Obama made an honest mistake in saying during the campaign that he was for animal rights. President Obama promoted animal welfare by recording the extreme side of the issue, making cosmos political capital. Most people in this country bleed in response to animal use and reviving out animal abuse. Do not think animals are equal to moral people or should receive equal consideration on moral legal grounds. The implication that most people in the United States do not believe that people should give equal consideration on legal grounds, which is the reason why you should prefer my evidence or his for three reasons. The first, Sunstein is the authoritative author on the issue of animal rights in the literature, and he is a professor at Harvard University, means that he has a better understanding of the public opinion in the United States. And two, my evidence is more specific in that it cites Obama and how that relates to his political capital loss because of loss of public opinion.
Can I get NC in order of everything read on Peter Jones there?
Yep. Alright. Can you start?
Or can I get the stuff jumped to me first? You said you were going to jump it before your last speech. That's before we started the speech.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You remind me and I forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't make a difference as long as I get it before.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to read on the case anyways. Like, it was...
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I didn't ask.
Right, because I have a lot of arguments I don't read all of them.
It's no big deal, dude.
It's not... Eject. It says use cannot be ejected.
You can try using my USB if you want, if yours is having issues.
You need to close the document
Yeah.
so just saved to the flash drive. Now will no longer be in use.
Yep, got it. Done. It's called... I think it's called...
Can I get the NC in order? We'll be back.
Yeah, just 2 pages. 2 pages.
Tupler rounds, that's my stuff. Can you show me?
Tupler stuff. There we go.
Okay. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
What specific arguments are signposted off of victims?
A couple.
I only have one.
Well, the first argument was that Wittgenstein is answering normative realism, right? It's saying that
And that is
no moral
answered by the
facts exist.
NC. That is the only argument I have floating against Wittgenstein.
Directly flow, but I did say direct. I made 2 other arguments that were made. The first argument was that
The
all my
part-
arguments, most of them, well, there's embedded clash and they apply to different arguments in the
Hold
case.
on. Where do you
So-
justify why
And the
embedded
other
clash
argument-
is good?
What?
Where do you
Better
justify
flash? I
better?
mean, it's good for education, you know, because
No, I'm asking in your last speech. I'm not asking. I'm
Instead
not
of you
asking.
just get up in 1 AR and just extend your argument.
Farhan. I don't want you to tell me paradigmatically why you think it's good. I want you to say, I did not say it in my last speech.
I'm making the argument in process, and I'll make the argument in the next speech.
Hold up.
In my 2 and R. I'll make that. I'm giving the warrant right now, and I'll give the warrant again in 2 and R.
Okay.
And the other argument was that you should airbag on these issues when there's multiple
So
different.
then, signposted against the standard as a whole, I have 1 Arthur card which says we can't reach rational consent, 2 less bargaining power, 3 air neg. Is that correct?
What was the second one?
2 less the bargaining power.
Yep.
Okay. The rest of the stuff is signposted against Harmon and Aiden, right?
They were directly signposted, but once again they apply.
I know. You believe in embedded clash. Okay.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think it's good for debate.
I'm glad we're going to have that debate. Okay, so let's talk about the end state.
Alright, tech.
So, if I prove extinction doesn't happen, do I win?
If extinction doesn't happen?
Yeah, if I win defense against your extinction scenario, do I win?
No, there's. I don't believe in. There's just
What if there's a
always
risk?
a risk.
What if there's a risk of extinction? Is a risk sufficient to vote?
Yep.
Do we compare risk?
Yeah, if you provide, like, if you read
Is
an add-on.
any risk sufficient?
Wait, if you read an add-on in the next speech and say, here's another risk of extinction, we would weigh those risk extinctions. My framework says we should always default to preventing existential risk. I'm reading evidence indicates there's a risk of extinction, therefore
So we do a comparison of
you need
which
to-
extinction risk is going to be comparatively worse? Or like, which one's more likely to happen?
Yeah, you treat offense, man.
So this
What do you
functions like util where we compare, right? It's not just extinction.
What do you mean?
The only thing that matters for comparing is existential risk,
If
right?
you if you're an add-on with an extinction impact, we'll just have the
Don't worry, I'm not reading an add-on.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Okay,
Typical.
let's talk about you just read these 2 cards for, where's the extinction card? Oh, there we go. So walk me through the disadding.
Okay.
Talk to me about the unique arguments.
Carter, animal testing is key to finding cures for infectious diseases.
Does it say animal testing has been successful in the past or going to be successful in the future? Or does it not speak to that question?
Both.
Where does it say for the future?
What?
Where does it say for the future?
Offers the opportunity to study, right? So it's
Okay,
like
and then
the first claim is
then
has
the
broad
next,
has
then the
sense,
second,
next part.
then the internal link is Epstein, and Epstein says it's been key to solving what disease? AIDS?
AIDS, other deadly diseases.
What other deadly diseases?
Development of all cardiac surgery, transplant surgery, some other pretty cool stuff.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So, starting on definition of require, that's right below resolution should be dependent on balance. Then we're going to do AC frame, AC and sync.
Wait, where's this on here?
Require, it's like page 2, right underneath res should be dependent on balance. Requires sufficient reason.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do AC framework. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Farhan's biggest mistake was conceding reversibility goes out. The semi-definition required, which means constant estimate something there's sufficient reasons that are stronger counter reason doing so. There's no counter reason that's going to be sufficient. This means fine when defense against this ethical framework, human defense against my ethical framework, going to be voting out. This means that how the run breaks down. If there's no defense or if there's a wash on the debate, then you're going to be voting for me.
Very clear. We're going to do that.
First, start. This is the secondary implications that the question of the resolution is a normative question. We need to be able to answer the question of why this means that's conformed from norms like the better way to compare what that framework is going to be relevant. Then go to big time. Sin big time calculator about that. For example, right row is arbitrary predetermined. There's no absolute good if we can't compare. And it's first we can't compare absolute good or details going to be not going to be comparable. This isn't number one response cross by the answer. I'm going to take out the answer. But make up new cross applications explicitly in your paragraph. And it's like maybe that's bad because it's unpredictable. Or you that we want me to answer new cross application in the next page. Then go to the three arguments against the standard as a whole. The number one is perfect such rationale we can't agree to, but my arguments that we look to literal contracts and the real world extent actors of the United States government so far as it's true. We're looking to what they believe. We're not talking about hypothetical agreement between individuals within the United States so far as it's true. This is why this excludes this argument there is making it contextual because we don't care about what the people in the United States think. We care about what the actual government says to do. That's the interpretation coming out of the AC. The number two is the no bargaining power, but across my argument here, my argument is that the United States government is the actor. It has all the bargaining power in the world. It's not taking individuals explains why his argument is going to be false. Then saying anyone will understand that based on how you contract and necessary government to remain motivated. The question of legitimacy terminates and now is the most we can provide reason matter in this contract. You're the only voter for anything that can provide reason. Then go to the under ethics that care about end states fight. Extend the first writing contracts to proceed other ethical concerns for based on understanding which end states shall agree upon rules for function equals international media rights and everything in authority. This means that the contracts come before office, util office because or the extinction office because we contracts determine whether or not extinction is legitimate. My argument is that if we make a contract that says extinction is A-OK, then we need to follow it. As far as my credential one says that we are making this contract that function is affirmed. But extend the second argument functions as an extinction scenario that he concedes. Extend the security contract pairwise all business or international and by the enforceability of state law agreement, self-control, trade, limiting all trust, atmosphere, time, and personal self-collapse, society, and I've been leading to extinction parties have no ability to take any action. This means everybody's going to go to die because we're all going to stop taking action. We're going to consider the contracts. These arguments against the framework indicate that we should not be using contracts which true. The obligation of contracts bad. This means that we're all going to die. He concedes that extinction error C preferred one as 100% strength when when compared to the defense against his use of error now two is conceded. Don't get up to making a new response a new way. That's that. Yes, go to the textual extent. So civil consent prize monitors legal strengths fact made with the animal welfare past 7 and 7 from the new September restrictions related mandates and one right protections. This turning its evidence not matters. My argument is about the United States act as a whole, not the individuals within the United States, which means public opinion is relevant as a spike to a term that people made against the NC, his term does not matter. So, underneath my framework, voting for me. But go to the NC. First, start off the Bostrom consent. The number one against Bostrom presumes you tell them determining what would constitute a good or bad risk as far as it's true. There's no reason to second first presumes after the two, I'd say you turn. Speak, the weakest distinction can be bad. Bentar. Obviously, the paper rows seem to be main count talks to 200,000 photography. All items actually using 1156 million to be by 1 107 minutes population by million. Millions are killed during wars, notice suffering and repressions and reforms and children be spared. Therefore, this extinction could be a good thing as far as the risk that could be good or bad between one international is going to be a bad thing. Then, off of Parfit, number one, it's like one par for this rhyme. He could be wrong just that there's a risk of being wrong. There's no reason why it's going to be happening around as far as reason why it matters. You can crossify the arguments which I'm making against Bostrom as far as this is literally the same argument. Then go to the Rukowski argument one. We can't assess values first person during measurable viability for some time permanent division viability for that term is what constitutes what whether values first truly can't just have random number two. This presumes you to no reason why justified. Off the standard as a whole, I can say there's two problems. One, it fails because the past goes mark. Imagine a mark approaches you on the street and demands your wall promises to return twice the value the next day. You might irrationally reject the basic chance of market telling the truth enormously low. Ever since you can't be certain that the market isn't telling the truth, she can promise an unbounded payout or overwhelming absurdity. For instance, if you think she's telling the truth 1 in 1 million times, then the market promises payout until you must hand over the law until this is cut. Likewise, nothing stopped after equals from demanding the law to take hostage to the order promise good will be returned the next day. Thus, the utils cannot be counted as not provide rational implication, especially because that discussion will risk probable instances. This argument is particularly relevant. Two, I'd say calculation possible, zero, it's found possible change reaction twins. There's no reason why it's going to be happening. Then off extinction, I would say it's not unique as far as humans are all seeing. Disease is so bad we're all going to die. There's no reason why it's actually going to happen.
1 second, I gotta set the timer. Sorry, it's having a while.
You can just take the extra time and round up to the nearest minute.
Thank you. Alright, against Bostrom plus Parfit. Second response is Benatar. Your first response was assumes consequentialism. And your third response?
Parfit specifically, or it just says there's a possibility of being wrong, but that is an actual justification, that isn't an argument. The fact that we could be wrong, one should presume one way or the other.
Can I see my case, please? Quickly.
Where's
And what's the spike at the bottom of the AC about? Because the turn doesn't matter because it's not about the government.
yeah. Or no, it's not about individuals within the government, but the government on a macro level.
So mine's about the government.
No, yours is about the individuals within the government, what popular opinions say. My argument is that is irrelevant because it's what the actual government says, and legal distinctions are the only thing that impact happiness.
This is what my evidence is what the government said.
No, it's about public opinion.
Right.
My
your
argument
spike says.
My spike says that doesn't matter. It's what the actual literal government says, like the actual agency, not the people within it.
Can I see that
It's
evidence?
literal.
Can I see that evidence? Before I start?
What evidence?
The evidence you extended from contention law.
I think you still have the AC.
Just show me where it is.
It's the last bit.
Which one? Which piece of evidence is extended?
I extend, or no, it's the second last page. I extend silver.
Crap, I'm really sorry about that. Okay, right? The order is going to be the turn at the bottom, then the rhetoric of the standard, and we'll go from there. Okay? Easiest place you're going to be building is going to be the turn and the contention. Like you said, my turn that says that the unseen evidence says that most people in the country believe response to use animal use while relying on animal abuse do not think that animals are equal to people or should receive equal consideration or moral or legal grounds. He says that this is not applied because it's not a legal consideration, but his evidence talks about why the Congress passed these different acts in the past in the 70s, 76, and 85, but these evidence do not speak anything about why these animals are going to be protected from, be protected on the same level as human beings. As far as he's concerned, my argument that he must be, as far as he's concerned that this is not proving animal rights, all it's proving is that it must be on, it's not proving that there aren't equal call for the evidence after all it says that there's standards for shipping, there's not going to be slaughtered. But the problem is this evidence is not showing any enforcement that's actually that's actually fixed. So my evidence on the other hand is very specific in that it says that most people in the country do not want it. You can stand my reason to prefer my evidence because one is it's most recent, it's from 2009, while his evidence is from 1998. Recencies important. Do you time this? Sorry. Recency is relevant in consideration because the fact that animal issue debates has been hotly contested for the past 10 to 15 years. That's a reason to prefer my evidence. Once again, that spike is not relevant. Like I said, you should air nag on issues when he's extending spikes, so I should have a right to respond to the spike. My response to the spike is that is not inconsistent with his framework whatsoever. He makes arguments last week by contracts about what everyone actually agreed to, so far as he's extending arguments to the very understanding that all people would agree to this contract. That means that I make arguments why they wouldn't agree to it because the fact that people in society do not want to give animal rights. That is what the radical standard is. My argument is most strongest thing to his standard. His spike doesn't apply. Now go to the radical standard. He says that my arguments don't apply because he's talking about actual consent, but that puts him in a double bind. Either A subpoint he loses because he needs to read evidence that every single person in society would actually agree to this contract, so that's the only way that there would be actual consent, 100% actual consent, or B subpoint, or my contract's arguments actually apply. So you can send my second argument. So you can send my first one, the hypothetical consent is possible, so we can't ever reach the conclusion because the coordination problem, moral review will never know whatever else thinks is rational choose. This argument was conceded, no response. That means contracts fails, contracts is not true. He needs to be reading evidence that says that every person in society actually agrees. But even if you're not by that, I'm way ahead of the NC and I'm going to be doing a much better way. Go to the NC. Overview to weighing between the frameworks. He's conceding the normative uncertainty arguments and the analysis in the NC that rationality requires us to be influenced by consideration that you might believe is false. If water was 90% likely to be good for you and 10% chance of poisoning, then you should continue to act according to reason that you might believe is false. You don't drink the water because of the risk of poisoning. The standards based model, but you need to think that he's had. You can't discount my argument because the magnitude impact of the contentional is being 100% conceded, and the degree of certainty we have the contentional is true. Given that the exchange of scenarios is being conceded, he is not even telling you what to do when you're in a situation of uncertainty. Therefore, the fact that I'm merely uncertain this means is less intervention. Said my theory. I'm the only one telling you what to do in the face of normative uncertainty. No, sorry. Let's go go to the argument quickly on the AC that he says that his extinction scenario of contracts. First is that on the AC that he stands that he leaves contracts. First is begs the question whether he's actually winning contracts is true. I'm winning arguments whether the coordination problem, moral reasons, reason why it's not true. Second, I'm winning reason why the negative framework is true. Why there's a medical chain on ethical theories as far as that issue. That's a reason. Another reason why you don't prove it. Third, there's no brink evidence about why this will actually lead to anarchy. Why it actually going to cause an immediate impact. I'm only reading brink evidence for. I wait on time frame because I'm reading evidence that this is going to occur in the next 10 to 15 years. But his is not reading any evidence whatsoever. His evidence is in the next 100 to 150 years. And 5 years for my evidence and management. I'm going to read any contextual evidence on magnitude. He's not. Now, go to the permissibility debate. First, remember, it's okay, he can win, he permissibly can flow out, that doesn't matter. He says we win defense against the net, no he's not, because I'm going to decisive win the NC, so go to NC. I'm already giving you reason to prefer the NC over Norman and Serve. Go to Benatar. First, Benatar's argument requires us to assume the presence of pleasure is not intrinsically better than the absence of pleasure. Rather, Benatar asks us to compare a situation A in which an individual comes into existence, thereafter experiences some pleasures and pains, with the situation B in which the person never comes into existence. Benatar argues that we should accept the following two claims concerning these two scenarios. One, the absence of pain in B is intrinsically better than the presence of pain in A. Two, the presence of pleasure in A is not intrinsically better than the absence of pleasure. Assuming that the presence of pleasure is not intrinsically better than the absence of pleasure is incompatible with the meaning of good and better. And my second response is that he's completely essentially Benatar. Benatar did not say extinction theory. Says that we should not bring we should not bring anyone new people into we should not bring any new people into existence. Chuck, I read an app on this. Therefore, that's not a turn to the NC. The first argument is not applying because it assumes the ethical framework. I'm not assuming the ethical framework. It's very clear that this is about Norman and why this is medically trained on ethical theories. His third response is that there's no risk about Parfit says no risk, but he completely misunderstood Parfit. Parfit is not saying that there's no possibility of improving in the future. Parfit, all Parfit says is that our present understanding of axiology is confused. It says that we're going to be able to we have an ability to improve our moral understanding of the force to extend. Boschum, one that Norman and demands we take existential risks to understand any ethical framework. We presently lack definitive grounds for believing any theory, so we should default towards the maximize our ability to constrain and engage in moral reasoning, chance of finding moral truth in the future. He's conceding that there's Norman and in the status limits are there. It's currently we're currently lacking uncertainty about which theory is true, so we should maximize our ability to engage in moral reasoning in the future. That is a Parfit evidence. So I'm winning the Boschum argument now. I'm winning Boschum decisively. We presently lack definitive grounds to believe it. Parfit says that even if I can see 1% determinant, it doesn't matter the fact that there's still discussion. The academic community means we don't have 100% determinant that here framework is true, so we should default towards preventing extinction to preserve our ability to discuss. Now, contention. His two responses about why utilities falls and calculabilities falls do not rely at all. You can say my preempt from the last one says these do not apply because I'm not defending any ethical theory, I'm not defending utility, I'm just saying this is a medical shaking call for the Boschum evidence after all. It's all about normative uncertainty. He should have done some research on this kind of position before. Contention. He's conceding 100% of the internal link scenario, saying in Carger, animal testing key to finding cures for infectious disease. Animal testing last time to study parasitic forms of infection, agent, complex infection process. It includes host pandemic, said Epstein, that animal testing key to curing AIDS and other deadly diseases. Millions of suffering die unnecessary. Animal testing is prohibited. Animal testing key to vaccination, life-saving AIDS, extend the impact of extinction. New diseases emerge while old diseases mutate, die in the current condition of the human population, evidence to potentially cause the human species. Very clearly linked to the standard. This falls by normative uncertainty because it's being 100% conceded. So that's just that you have a very high credence to believe my contention means you should reject his framework. So I'm answering all the arguments in the case that he's extending. And Wittgenstein does not matter in this debate because Wittgenstein just proved that as an answer to normative realism that moral facts are true and false. That doesn't matter. I'm deciding to win the NC. The other arguments against Udowski do not matter because those are signposts against Udowski. Utilities falls does not matter either.
Okay, how much prep do I have?
About some 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We'll count that. You can watch it. It's really good. If you like, we can count the seconds up like this.
Okay.
I was willing to count up for the sake of it. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Overview with the extension of the permissibility argument. Then NC framework indicts and EC extinction scenario. Is everybody ready?
This round is over. Farhan does not understand the importance of permissibility. Simple requirements causing master to keep something master rates, sufficient reason, one way, but no convenience. Not race to do something you're going to be voting out. This means I can win around two ways. One, I would defense take out to his framework. I am conceding his argument that the first part of the double line part of my contracts are completely false. There's no way it's impossible for anyone to consent to this part is true. That means my standard fails. Therefore, going extinction scenarios that functions determinately, which is there to be no way to determine which scenario is going to be for which case to be voting at.
Let's do the first one. Go to his framework.
He does not understand the implication of the first analytic basic expression. Semi-handling that this presumes that the utilities determine what constitutes good or bad. He's like, there is a risk of something being bad, but what constitutes good or bad is his framework is not answering. He does not say what is good, he does not say what is good, he does not say what is bad. As far as this is true, there's no reason why he can say that. That is why my Benatar card is not turned, but rather indebted to my framework. My Benatar card indicates that the people disagree what constitutes good or bad. As far as some people want to go extinct, they want to die. As far as this is true, even though his argument that Benatar doesn't come to this conclusion rather than as far as some people have an irrational beliefs. This means that this is the first indicting against utility. It is literally impossible to function because we don't know what a good or bad is, and first we can't determine risk.
Then go to the two arguments made against Rakowski.
Except we can't test the value for whose value for instance inviolable between status of being. As far as it's true, this means aggregation fails because we can't determine what is good or bad. His experience, what happens to you does not necessarily happen to me. As far as it's true, this means it's impossible to decide if good or bad this functions to bolster the previous argument I made. It's literally impossible to determine what's good or bad, David. You need to vote out because you can't obligate, you can't know what an existential risk is.
But the next biggest mistake, this is the game over issue, this is where you're voting right here, right now. Pascal's mother.
He does not understand the argument Pascal's mother. Pascal's mother says, imagine you are in the street where the mother says, if you give me your wallet, then I'll give you an infinite amount of good. Yes, there is a minute risk that he could be paying out. Any risk is going to be sufficient as far as he crosses much later good. That means that you'd be obligated to take the action. This leads to impossible conclusion and irreversible obligation as far as it's impossible to have a good action, as far as nothing can stop Dr. Evil's spending entirely the World Series is based on the promise that the Goggleplex the World Series will be returned the next day. It cannot possibly guide action because they do not provide rational justification or motivational question for what is the answer is, and far as Eagles cannot be motivated to follow the test. This is the reason why it's the absurd conclusion that Pascal's mother scenario estimates is relevant. As far as I'm explaining why my definition required derives rationality and normativity. You can call the rhetoric of this argument, the rhetoric of this analytic, this is going to be most consistent, strong syntax back, because it's impossible to determine a rational justification because we can't weigh extreme scenarios.
As far as this is true, those are two indicts against this framework, either of which is sufficient for you to vote to the trigger. But, if you don't buy that, go to the extinction scenario in the AC. Remember, you're not buying any of his new responses because he needed to respond to the last one. As far as true, you're going to err out on this issue. But he provides my brink evidence. It's fantastic. He says contracts are impossible to happen, which means contracts are going to fail right now. My argument is that failure to see contract paralyze all business or international agreements around my responsibilities to enable all agreements, stock and trade, eliminating trust, absence, secure contractors for themselves. These contracts are going to go extinct. But the fact that his argument is true that it's going to happen right now. The time frames analysis, literally right now, Farhan, we're all going to go extinct. And even if you don't buy that, there's no way to compare them as far as the not established meta-analysis. By the way, I do not want this books to watch.
Those are really good, actually. Mr. Timmons, is this yours? How do I stop it? Just click the red button?